In the previous video, we were able to analyze the code, compute, and get the total runtime performance. But how do we compute the total runtime of a recursive function? Welcome to CanLearn. My name is Roy. Let us revisit the wonders of recursion and see what we can learn more. Example 3. Recursive functions. In this example, we investigate a case of a recursive algorithm. Below is the familiar mathematical declaration of the factorial, given a non-negative integer n. Alternatively, we can express the declarative expression above algorithmically so that it can be solved mechanically by a machine. This one is the form you are more familiar with. This makes it easy for us to map this expression to a Python code fragment. The factorial of n, if n equal to 0, return 1, else return n times factorial of n minus 1. Let us go through each line and investigate. Notice that the code contains a conditional branching statement, suggesting that the runtime would be different if the value of n is 0. So let us break our analysis into two cases. First is when n is 0, and second, when it is greater than 0. But first, let us show you a blank sheet in case you want to pause this video and try it yourself. If you are ready, let us go through line by line. If n is equal to 0, line 2 is executed and we get 2 times f plus time s. And line 3 time f plus time r. When n is greater than 0, line 2 is also executed. The runtime would be 2 times f plus time s. And line 5 will also be executed, giving us 3 times f, time minus, time s, time times, time c, time r, plus the total runtime of running the factorial if the argument n is n minus 1. As before, we can summarize the runtime as follows. T sub 1 is 3 time f plus time less than plus time r, and T sub 2 is 5 time f plus time less than plus time minus plus time s plus time times plus time c plus time r. Well, what is your conclusion with our total runtime? Our runtime for the function factorial is the following. Runtime for n is T sub 1 for n equal to 0, and it is the total runtime of running the factorial when n is n minus 1 plus T sub 2 when n is greater than 0. Do you observe anything familiar from this result? Tell us and we will hear your feedback. But for now, let's leave this here and confront this runtime expression in the following video. We will dissect it, disintegrate, and get to the bottom of this. Promise. My name is Roy. See you there.